What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. A lot of people are talking about with the Stanley Cup final between Chicago and Tampa Bay. Longtime Tampa Bay Lightning fan turned Chicago Cubs manager Joe Madden, who would he be picking? I think he's secretly rooting for the Lightning, but on the outside rooting for the Blackhawks. But one thing that's getting a lot of credit, getting a little bit of ink, I should say, is Charles Barkley. He loves John Cooper, Coach Coop. He throws him shout outs on TNT. And he's been rooting for the Blackhawks the last couple of years. Was there in Game 7 against the Kings last year, wearing a Patrick Kane jersey. And you guys know, if you know the Power Play a little bit, I love Charles. I don't think, because he's not a hockey player, I don't talk about him as much. Charles Barkley is one of my favorite people in the entire world. And my Hillary Knight interview, when I had her on the show, 6-7 months ago, she got to golf with Charles and in Lake Tahoe for a charity event. And that was one of the questions I asked. That was one of my favorite moments at the Power Play, was asking Hillary Knight about golf with Charles Barkley, because Charles is my guy. I can watch him talk about anything. He's does a fantastic job on TNT. I love those guys. Him, Shaq, Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith. It's entertaining. And the fact that Charles, he was on Dan Patrick 2 weeks ago talking about, I love watching the Blackhawks play. Love Coach Coop. And I was at Game 7 for Tampa against the Rangers. Was in the locker room after the game. I'm sure he was giving some advice. I mean, Charles, one of the guys, never won a championship, but was a big game player when it mattered most. When we look at his game against, I think it was Golden State in the early 90s when Chris Webber was a rookie. Just absolute pure domination. That's the kind of player Charles was. And I would have loved to have seen if he played hockey. He was tough as nails at 4.5, and was able to lead the league in rebounding against guys that are, 8 to 10 inches taller than he was. And just imagine him in front of the net. Round Mound of Rebound, putting away tip-ins, tap-ins, and deflections would have been, and not the best sight if you're an NHL goalie. So, again, Charles is one of the best personalities there is. And I can't say enough good things about Chuck. Again, he's a guy I would love to go and have a little beers with, because I can just imagine the stories. One time, when I was at Auburn, or when I was playing for the 76ers, I went out with Moses Malone, Rick Tocchet, Johnny Kruk, Randall Cunningham, and Bobby from the Brady Bunch. Charles is gonna have stories like that. I mean, he's the man. He's Sir Charles. So I expect to see him at more than one game in the final. Because I know he's doing Games 3 and 4 of the NBA Finals for NBA TV. I think he'll be in Tampa and or Chicago for at least 2 out of the first 3 games of the series. Because he's a hockey guy. And it was funny, during one of the first round matchups in the NBA playoffs on TNT, they're like, Charles, you weren't watching the game, you were in the back. He goes, yeah, I was watching hockey. I love the Stanley Cup playoff. It's the best stuff to watch. It's like, Charles, I can't like you anymore. I mean, stop. But, again, I can't say enough good things about how much I enjoy watching Charles Barkley's commentary. He played ball a little bit. I actually saw him play when I was like 4. I don't remember. I remember going to the game. I don't remember watching him. But he was with Houston at the time. Him, Clyde Drexler, Hakeem Olajuwon, really, really good Houston Rockets team against a less than great Boston Celtics team. So, we've been in the building once before, and if the power play takes off, there is nothing I would want more than to have like a roundtable discussion with like a couple buckets of beers in the middle with me, Sir Charles, and his good friend and my fellow Massachusetts native, Jeremy Roenick. I think that would be where I just sit back and let the two of them do all the talking, because if there's one thing about Roenick and Chuck, it's they know how to talk. So anyway, that's like an episode of the Power Play with CJ on Charles Barkley in the Stanley Cup Final. Stay tuned for episodes for the playoffs and beyond. Later, guys.